morning, everyone. So my voice still goes in and out like crazy. I put a little bit of effort in my clothing today, so I was very excited. My husband looks at me this morning and was like, I really like that shirt. And I was like, yeah, I actually do have other clothes other than the color black. I've just been really lazy with like my appearance and haven't attempted to put anything on that has any kind of a combination or cutesy feel to it. So I'm going to show you guys what the heck I'm wearing. Okay, so I have these just like navy blue pants. I think these are J. Crew. I am a fan of J. Crew pants. So J. Crew pants, J. Crew button down shirt. Oh my word, am I just all J. Crew? J. Crew button down shirt with a J. Crew sweater. And it's actually a 3/4, like, so it stops right here. And then I got this jacket, I think at Anthropologie a few years back when I found them on sale. But like literally actually put some nice thought into my clothes. You guys need to be really excited for me because I typically don't even do that. I did not, however, brush my hair, so my hair is very dry. If you guys have something that you use for extremely dry hair, I've never had my hair be this dry, and I guess it's because of where I am now living. Like, it's just colder and the cold air is making my hair really, really dry. So if you guys have something that you use, some like miracle something or another, share that down below because Lord knows I need something for dry hair. I stayed really, really late last night. Wednesdays are typically like my late days, and I did not vlog yesterday. I had a meeting in the afternoon, so I was out half of the day, didn't get a lot done, but then I did come back and I just like was like focused in getting my stuff done. So vlogging was just not gonna happen. I tried to pick up the camera, and every time I picked up the camera I felt like a complete idiot. So anyways, I do have a little bit of stuff that I did go out and cleaned up. I cleaned up my table, which I know it probably doesn't look like it, but I did get it all cleaned up. These are just some materials that I'm taking this morning to my meeting, so I left those out there. So I'm taking those to my meeting, but for the most part, I mean, it's looking pretty good. Like, I have all of that cleaned out, which is really nice. Those are papers that I need to go through and grade, but overall it looks very, very clean. I also did get this little area cleaned out because it was a hot mess, so now I just have like little buckets here that I am using to store markers, and I have like vis-a-vis and things like that. And then I also am going to take out some of my dry erase and put them here for small group, and have some other little materials that I can use easily. So I want to talk to you guys about some engagement activities, some things to get your kids kind of moving and going. So pretty much all day today, as I'm doing some of these engagement activities, I'm going to be sharing them with all of you so that you can try to implement them into your classroom. Some of them are super, super easy. Mine look a little bit fancier because I don't know why I look fancier, but you could, for real, no lie, just take out an index card, write it on an index card, and use it like with an index card. Like, you don't have to have the fancy stuff that I'm doing. So one of them is to keep cards numbered at your small group area. So I have like from 1 all the way to 8, and I have multiples of them. One's upside down, but I have multiples of them. So you'll see there's another 1, there's another 2, there's like 3 2s, now 3 1s, so on and so forth. Because here's what you would want to do to get your kids, and I know, like, for me, I have really big groups of kids, so sometimes when I'm listening to them reading, it's a little bit harder for that because I do have that big group, and it's like, okay, I can't listen to everybody because my groups are so flexible. Like, sometimes I have 5 kids, sometimes I have like 12 kids. So here's how I remedy some of that, and it also helps with some of that partner talk and like group discussion talk, or group work, or group like partner work, however you want to kind of group it out. So I constantly keep these cards with me, and what I do is either right before they come down and sit down, or while they're sitting down, I will hand them a card and it'll have their number on it, and I say, keep that card with you for the small group. And during the lesson, if I have them talking, I may say, hey, I want you to find, you know, somebody who has the same number as you, and I want you to talk with those people about whatever it was that happened in the story, whatever it is that I want to engage them with. Or I could end up saying, I want all of the number 1s to read this next passage together. I want all of the number 2s to read this next passage together. So it allows you to be able to easily group them however you want. And then I could even say, you know, all of the everybody that's in your like number group, so if you all have the number 1, you guys are going to work on this activity together. Now you could even switch it up and say, I want 1, 2, 3s, and 4s. I want all of you to find, you know, your sequence. So there needs to be 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4 in a group, and I want you guys to work together. It just makes it really easy to be able to add some of that engagement, get them talking, and being able to add that variation. Because I, like, as much as I love me some turn and talk, like, it gets so boring sometimes, and there's not enough engagement with it, and I just can't handle it. Like, I get very frustrated with turn and talk sometimes. So this was kind of my remedy to turn and talk, because I can change it up as much as I want. The kids like it because they kind of go between and listening to other people, because it never fails. The kids who are really good friends with each other are going to sit next to each other, and those are the kids they're going to partner talk with. And you're like, you guys talk all day long. Why are you partner talking during this? So to get those kids listening to what other kids have, this is a really, really easy and good solution for that. You just have to make sure that you know exactly how many kids are going to come to your group. So if I have 10 kids coming to my group, I could have 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 3s, 2 4s. So I would have to make sure I have out the right numbers before they actually come to group, so that everybody has a partner. But yes, it works out really easy. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Definitely try it out if you haven't done something like this already. It's even good for like a whole group discussion too. When I was with kindergarten, I had them do something like this, but we had like variations, and I do have that in my store as well, where it's like a partner activity. So there's like some with sight words, there's some with like dots. I can't even think of the actual technical term right now. I'm sorry, it's morning time, guys, give me a break. But there's dots, and they have to combine it with the number. 10 frames, there's 10 frames that have to combine it with the number. There's just all of these different ways for you to be able to group kids, and they're very engaging and fun and exciting, and the kids really enjoyed it. And for kindergarten, it was great because it required them to have I required them to have a sentence stem when they were going around and talking to people. They couldn't just show people the card. So you could even do it as a headband game. So I bought a bunch of these when there was a store that was going out on sale. And you could make the kids wear their headband and they would have to go around and ask each other questions as to what they had on their head, and they had to find their partner. So just another easy way for you to add some of that engagement into your classroom, get them moving, get them talking. I feel like that's probably one of the bigger things that we want to see in classes. Because if it's very teacher directed, the teacher's constantly talking, doing the talking. If you have it more student led, then that means that your kids are the ones who are talking and engaging, and they're moving, and they're enjoying learning at that point. So definitely try it out. Okay, I'm gonna do some work now. Yeah, right. I'm really tired. Sorry. My person who I'm writing a book with and I are texting. Okay, I'm gonna do work. I'm gone, bye. So I couldn't go the entire day with wearing my jacket because I got really hot and they were hurting my arms because I had a little bit too many layers. So I just can't do a ton of stuff. I just can't. Okay, and I forgot my watch. So I've been very upset about my watch. I have to have my watch. I don't like not having a watch. Anyways, so wanted to talk to you guys about another strategy that I actually learned from Hope King. But I did it this morning, and I want to talk to you about how I am starting it and then implementing it with different educational strategies. I forgot to go get the box. I'm gonna go get that. Okay, so what I did is I just took a box that I have. So these are just containers that I keep. I try to keep a ton of different types of containers in my classroom, only because when I do have to sort things for either groups or for whatever it is, I can just pull them really quick, and then I have plenty of them to be able to kind of have everything organized and set up and ready to go. So I'm not wasting some of that time. But I have these little boxes, containers from the dollar store, and I put just a deck of cards inside of them without the joker. So this is the game Spoons. I'm sure plenty of people have heard of it, and if you have not heard of it, it is a fantastic little game that you can play. And you can even play this with your family with a deck of cards if you want to do that. The idea is that soon, hopefully, you will start to be able to get away from the deck of cards and actually use other types of cards that are more educational. For instance, I want to do things with figurative language. My partner wants to be able to do it with multiplication, with division. You could do it if you were in kindergarten. You could have them play it with sight words. You could have them play it with, I'm trying to think what else, 10 frames, matching up 10 frames and numbers. You can have them play it with word families, so looking for those chunks and seeing if they can find 4 of the same kind. So that's the idea of the game, is you're looking for 4 of the same kind. So this morning, to get them used to playing the actual game, because if you introduce a game like this that requires a little bit of thinking, typically when you introduce it along with the educational piece of it, they're so focused on the game that they're not quite getting the educational part. So what I do is, instead, when I introduce a new game like this, I will introduce it to them with very basic stuff. In this case, the deck of cards. So let's say I have a group of five kids in a group. You would want to have one less than the number of kids in that group. So if I have 5 kids, I will have 4 spoons. If I have 4 kids, I will have 3 spoons. If I have 6 kids, I will have 5 spoons. One less spoon than the number of kids. Kind of think of it like musical chairs. So then each kid will get 4 cards. So you'll pass out, everybody will have 4 cards, and they will take their 4 cards. The rest of the cards will remain facing down in the center of the table, along with the 4 or however many spoons you need to have out on the table in the center. So there will be a dealer. The dealer will deal the 4 cards to everyone, and what will happen is, I told my kids, I was like, you can try to get 4 of the same shape or 4 of the same number. Doesn't matter so long as it's 4 of the same something. Again, I just wanted to make it really simple and basic and easy, so that they were more focused on how to actually play the game than the actual curriculum piece of it. And we'll do this a few times so that they get used to it before I actually throw in a little bit more of that learning piece of it, because they just weren't getting it the first time that we were doing it. So then what the dealer will do is, the dealer will pick a card, and then they will look to see if the card has anything which one that they want to get rid of. Okay, so I would say, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one because I have more numbers than I do anything else. So when I get rid of this one, I will pass it to the person next to me. That person will take this card. They will figure out which one they want to get rid of, because you can only keep 4 cards at a time, and it'll keep going. Now here's how I've done it today. I'm not sure if I want to keep doing it this way or not. But what will happen is that the dealer will then, the person who is like right next to the dealer on the opposite end, not the person who you pass the cards to, but that person will put this card back down to create a new set of cards, deck of cards. Does that make sense? So then you'll have almost 2 decks. You'll have the one that the dealer is pulling from, and then you'll have this other one that the person right next to them has put down. So then they will keep going. So as they're going and everybody's going, I'm not going to wait for this person to get there. I'm going to keep going with the cards. So then I pull this when I'm like, ooh, so it's a heart or 7. I have 2 7s, I have 2 4s. I'm going to get rid of this one. So then I would pass that to the person next to me, and then as soon as I pass that to the person next to me, I'm going to pull another card. So a card will go all the way around. It will create a new deck. When someone finally has 4 of the same kind, they will go and say spoons, and they'll pick up a spoon. As soon as they pick up a spoon, everybody else has to race to get a spoon as well. So they'll race to get a spoon, And then the person who doesn't have a spoon would typically be out, but I don't want to have them out because I want them to be able to participate in it. So the way that we're gonna do it is that they will just continue to play. So then they will have one less spoon will go out from it. And then there will be only, if I have 5 people doing it, that person, there will be one less spoon. I'm not explaining this right. Okay, so the person who ends up having 4, they're gonna grab a spoon. Everybody else is gonna grab a spoon. There will be one person without a spoon. That person is supposed to be out, but I don't want them to be out because I want them to continue being involved in the game, because there is no outs. You don't get to just sit back and watch everybody else do it. You have to participate as well. The belief in that. So that person who picked up the first spoon will put it off to the side. They will get to keep it. Everybody else will put the spoons back. The person who had the new 4 will then create another deck. They will just put those down and they will get 4 cards from the big deck. Okay, so then they have 4 new cards and they will just go with the game again until you have pretty much, you know, everybody hopefully with whoever has the last spoon. So you keep going until all the spoons are pretty much taken and gone. But it's a fun, easy activity to be able to do. And what you could do, and then I thought, sorry. Okay, so that's kind of the idea with the game. If you did not have time to make cards, something that you could, ooh, that was loud. Something that you could easily do is just take colored paper, cut them into small squares, and then you could easily have the kids write it, okay? Or you could have them like build their own cards as a group and then have them play it that way, or you could write them in yourself. So you could just cut this multiple times to create smaller decks of cards and you can write it in. Like I said, I want to do it with figurative language, so they have to be able to match, you know, have 4 sets of metaphors, 4 sets of similes, 4 sets of onomatopoeias, 4 sets of alliteration. So I'm going to do it with figurative language. I also like to do it with verb tense, so they're wanting to do 4 of, you know, past tense, 4 of the future tense, 4 of the present tense, that type of thing. So that is what I'm working on. That is just another really easy and quick way for you to be able to add some engagement into your classroom where the kids are kind of active, they're talking, they're playing a game together, and they're enjoying their actual learning. So just another little quick and easy way to get some engagement going on in your room. I am also to the point where I'm getting pretty close with DRAs and getting those done. So here's my madness that I have set up. So I have all the books out so that they're taking them. I have certain piles, like that's finished. They have that paper that's out to complete their summary, those who only completed the first part and not their summaries, and the kids that I'm still having to assess. So good times. It's been fun today. It's been DRAing it up. We are also still working on research, so the kids have been using research in the classroom, and we are doing it with index cards. So we talked about how with research we have our I can statement. I can locate details on a topic and record it on an index card. I missed a word there, nice job. So then I did format for recording. On the front of the index card they have to give the source, so is it a book, and then they add the titles there, so they'll have to say book or Gale website or Gale database, my apologies, whatever website it's from, and then they write their name at the bottom to keep track of them, and then they put their detail down at the very back of it. I keep a bunch of index cards right here so that the kids can get to them. So they are getting to the cards. I showed them how to use this as a hole puncher to be able to create their ring, to keep track of all of the information that they're doing to build that research. So the idea is that we're building one together right now, and then eventually they're going to get to pick their very own topic. Since they are learning about magnetism in science, I figured that this is a really great opportunity for me to build how to research with them using magnetism, and then we're gonna go on and take that into building an actual paper. I think at the very end of it they're building an electric current or something to that extent, so that's gonna be like a how-to piece that we're gonna get onto later on, because I want them to be able to do both of them. So we'll see how that goes. I am exhausted from talking now, so I'm going to hopefully get a few things done I really want chocolate, but I'm trying not to eat chocolate because I know chocolate is bad for me, but I really, 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 really want chocolate. All right, I'm cooking dinner tonight. Also, in other news, I decided to cook dinner, so I've been planning my dinner for the past like 10 minutes. Good job. I feel like a #1 teacher here. So I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Hello everyone. Sorry I look a hot mess. So it is Friday and I did not get to finish my vlog yesterday because we ended up having to make some phone calls. I needed to rush out because I was cooking dinner tonight, or yet last night, and needed to go to the grocery store, and everything just kind of fell apart. But it wasn't bad. So anyways, so it is now my lunchtime. We have STEM right after this, and then the rest of the afternoon I'm kind of holding it as we're gonna complete our DRA assessment, the comprehension portion of it. So some of you asked about DRAs, and what DRAs are is it basically has some different parts to it. It has like a reading engagement part that I typically don't even do. I do it at the beginning of the year, but I don't really do it for all of my students throughout the entire year. And that was an option that we could do as far as our district went. And then it has like an oral fluency where you're looking at the accuracy and actually the rate of which the student is reading the passage. And then it goes into comprehension where the students have to complete and read the entire book, and then they have to go back and answer different parts. So it includes like a summary, it includes things that you kind of make predictions with. It has interpretation, literal comprehension, reflection, that type of thing in there. And it tells us basically what level the students are on, and what types of books they should be reading. So that is what we're going to do for the rest of the afternoon. I have all of the assessments that I have done so far here, and what I'm going to do now is put them into the books to make sure that I have enough of each of the leveled readers for the kids. So I'm gonna get started on that. Hello everyone, it is Saturday night. My bed is still not made. Don't hate. It's Saturday night. Had a pretty good day so far. I have been working really hard on getting everything ready for my Patreon chat tonight, so I am going to start my chat in about 5 minutes, and I'm super excited about it. If you guys don't already know about my Patreon site, I will leave a link down below so that you can go and check it out. It's just another place for me to be able to help you individually as a teacher, and for you to get more content on the side, but it's more as a like professional development type content, versus like the vlog style content where I'm just giving you tips and tricks. This is more, I feel I want it to be more like professional development, things that are going to help you grow as an educator, and really help you in your classroom. So I'm super excited. I'm doing my group chat tonight. I have some wonderful people that are showing up, and then what's great is about it, what is so great about it too, is that once I'm finished with my chat, even though I have like a couple of people who aren't able to make it for that chat itself, I will be able to put it up for them so that they can go and back and look at it and check out that material, so that they can always reference back to it on Patreon. So if you haven't already checked out Patreon, definitely go check it out. If you're looking for other resources to just be able to learn more and be able to grow as a professional, and to be able to chat with other professionals as well, it is a great little site that I am starting to develop, hopefully, and I hope that those who are on my Patreon are enjoying it as well. So I'm excited to start this chat in T-minus like 4 minutes. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom, get some water, all that good stuff, and then I'm gonna get started. Thank you so much. Okay, so let me, did I do that? Yep, I'm doing it. Okay,
perfect. The record.
So I figured what I would do is I'm going to try to have these almost themed for just a few minutes, and I'm going to go through and talk about something very specific, and then what I'll do is I'll just kind of open up the board at the very end for you guys just to ask questions, either relating to whatever it is that I'm talking about, or not relating to it. So it's up to you as to what kind of questions you want to ask. But I want to make sure that I'm also giving you information that you will find very beneficial, and hopefully that you can be able to apply to lots of different areas. So what I'm going to talk about today is planning and organizing small group instruction. And what I have found is that over the past few years in January, it's typically the time where I want to refocus everything back on my small group time, because my small group time is the most important amount of time. It's the time where I'm really kind of getting one-to-one with kids. And that's where I do the bulk of my lessons. The first thing I think about is planning. So specifically for you guys, I wanted to look at just kind of two different levels, K through 2 and then 3 through 6. You know, you're very focused with your instruction. You hit kind of more as a theme every day. And once I kind of go into a little bit more of this, you'll understand what I mean about themes. Not themes as in like winter themes and, you know, Martin Luther King themes, not that type of theme. This is very predictable. Materials are always out, and then make sure that you're always giving them something to do right away. Any questions? You guys good so far?
Yeah, this is like perfect because this is where my district is like really focusing right now. Is on that small group instruction. So, and we've actually had to start like, you know, going in detail in our lesson plans, and our focus is on reading right now. We have to turn in lesson plans every week. So this is like perfect.
Yay!
Right, going along right with it.
Awesome. So what questions can I answer for you?
I just wanted to know about your book club because, like, I'm sure you've seen me comment. I have a specific curriculum that I have to stick to. We use Imagine It, and so I kind of want to implement book clubs maybe into my small group, or we sometimes get flex weeks. So, about how long does it take your kids usually to complete like a book through the book club?
I give them 2 weeks.
Okay.
I give them 2 weeks. Now, this curriculum that you do, I'm assuming it's standard based, right? So everything goes with standards. This book club is also standard based. It's part of Responsive Classroom. It's super loud and it always gets the kids' attention. I say, when you hear that chime, you stop what you're doing. And typically if they don't stop, I say, excuse me, stop. I'm very sorry. I know this is bad. And they tell you not to be sarcastic, but sometimes I try to be witty and sarcastic. So instead of having it the whole group, it's more of your read aloud time. It's that time to really enjoy books and dig into books and just kind of read with your kids. And then what you can do is you pull that and you can even work on skills in there. So we're reading A Fish in a Tree right now. So it was funny because the very first 2 chapters that we read, it really built that exposition for us. So I said, okay, guys, I want you to go, now that we've read these first 2, we all understand what the exposition is. Let's review what the exposition is. And they gave it to me. And then I said, I want you to write the exposition of A Fish in a Tree, just so that I can really quick get an exit ticket and kind of see if you're understanding what is happening within this text. Again, I will pull that into my intervention time and really kind of dig a little bit more with my intervention kids, because that's what they need. Well, you guys have a good night. Enjoy the rest.
Thank you.
If you need anything, okay?
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye, Amanda.
Bye.
I'm sorry.